Hello, 5th grade. Today I'm here to talk to you about our upcoming Toothpick Bridge project. For this project, you will be working in teams, designing and building a model bridge made up of wooden toothpicks. This project usually takes around 10 or 11 days of working with your construction team to assemble your bridge and make sure it's up to code or up to a set of standards that your bridge must meet. Each team's bridge will be judged or evaluated for economy of design, which means you built the most inexpensive bridge in your class, not exceeding your budget of $1 million, your neatness, and your accuracy, or is your bridge up to code. Next, your bridge is finally judged on strength. We literally test your bridge to its breaking point. Your teacher will provide you with the actual rubric that you will be graded on. You can look it over to make sure that you get the highest score possible by following the rules. You want to receive a 4 in all categories to receive the highest possible score. So make sure you read that rubric. In this project, you will be in teams of 5, more or less, depending on your class size and teacher. Your group will come up with a construction company name. For example, I would make my own Clamor's Construction. See what I did there? Each day in your group, you will have a different job and you will rotate through each job. You may have one job more than once. We will talk about the jobs more here in a little bit. So the materials that you will need that will be provided to you by your classroom teacher are toothpicks, glue, and glue is over here in this white little plastic container, cardboard for the base of the bridge, string, ruler, wax paper, and a construction group folder, which you saw back here in my slide that I created as Clamor's Construction. Your first day on the job, you will begin to build your knowledge of bridges. There are many different types of bridges and reasons that engineers choose particular designs for a bridge. To gain knowledge of bridges, you will be taking a tour around the world to look at different types of bridges through Tour Builder. Your teacher will either upload Tour Builder to your Google Classroom or email you the link to open Tour Builder. On the second day of the Toothpick Bridge project, you will be given the contest rules and code, a list of job duties, and a schedule worksheet. You will briefly talk about the jobs you will have during this project and the warehouse pricing list. You will learn about the warehouse order form, price list, and balance sheet. On the second day, you will also begin to form your construction group. Each teacher will have their own way of forming construction groups, but we have faith in you that no matter what group you are in, you will try your best and cooperate nicely with your company members. On day 3, you're going to be meeting with your class, group, or teacher to learn about the different jobs you will have in your groups. It is very important to cooperate and contribute the skills demanded by your jobs so your company will succeed in its common goal of creating the sturdiest bridge. There will always be 4 jobs. Your teacher may have more, but the main jobs are the note keeper, material and cleanup, accountant, and project manager. The note keeper is in charge of keeping daily journals of company progress and recording and any problems and their solutions. That did not make hardly any sense how I said it, but if I go back, keep daily journal of company's progress, recording, and any problems and their solutions. If you are materials and cleanup, you're going to make sure your construction site or where you're working at in the classroom is neat, and you're going to keep track of all the building materials that your group already has. The accountant fills out order forms, writes checks, keeps a balance sheet of the cost of the bridge, and determines if there's any fines for the day. So did you get anything or any money taken out of your budget? And then the project manager helps everyone do their job so that the company doesn't get any fines and that everything runs smoothly, keeps inventory of materials, and helps with job site cleanup. So your teacher will probably talk more about the procedure for ordering supplies, but I'm going to show you real quick. The accountant would fill out this little blue sheet of paper, and it is the order form of supplies. And so they would go ahead and write, if this is order number 1, the date and the company name. They would have to write the check number, which we'll come back to. They have to have the accountant's signature, which is the person filling this out, so they would sign their own name. But then they also have to have it approved by the project director. So the project director would sign his name, pretend his name is Hank. And you would fill out what items you would like to be ordered. So if you need wood, you can write wood. How many bundles of wood? Or how many bundles of toothpicks? If I say that I want 5 and the cost of each is $5, how much is my total cost? Well, 5 times 5 is 25, so I'm going to be spending 25 in all. Now, depending on your teacher, I don't know how many of these price lists or these order forms you get per day. So you might want to put more than one thing on your order form and just make one order form a day. So if you know that you are going to need welding material or glue, and you need one of them, and say it costs $5, that's going to be another $5. And then you add it up for the total. So we owe $30 to the warehouse. So next, then you will have to write your check to the ISOL Lumber Company, because that is what the warehouse is called. So pay to the order of ISOL Lumber. Up here I wrote it's check number 1 because it is my first check. So I can come back here and I can say that I'm making check number 1. And I am making it for $30, so I need to write it out. $30 is already right there. And then I need the company, my company's name. So mine personally would be Clammers Construction. The check also must be signed by the project director. Remember, the project director also had to sign here. The project director needs to also sign the check. So maybe just underneath, the project director could sign under there. So Hank would sign underneath my company's name. Once you make it to day 4, all the way through day 10, you will be building. As your companies meet, your company will begin to create bridge designs to show all of the members of your company. Then once your company chooses a design that you will be using, you are going to draw over the plans in permanent ink onto wax paper. So as you see here, I have a side view of what I want my bridge to look like, and I have drawn it out, and then I have measured it, so I can tell you that this right here is 2 3/4 of an inch, while each pole supporting, or each beam supporting my bridge, they're 7 inches away from each other. Whatever specifications that you have to follow kind of determines what your bridge is going to look like. Then once your company says, okay, this is what I want the side of our bridge to look like, you are going to put a piece of wax paper over this, and you're going to use a permanent black marker, and you're going to draw over it exactly what you had. You're just going to trace it, and it's going to be on that wax paper. That is so when you start gluing your toothpicks do not stick to whatever it is that you are gluing on. So like if you're gluing on your desk, you don't want your bridge to stick to your desk, because the next day it will all fall apart. Also on day 4, you will begin to purchase your supplies. So you will be able to purchase lumber, land, cable, welding material, and paper. Those are all available for sale. Glue, it will be handed out in little cups, and you must purchase more glue daily if and when you run out, as everything else. So if you need more toothpicks, you're going to have to purchase it daily as you go and as you're building. As you buy things, remember that your accountant is recording it on your balance sheet, and if at any given time your accountant feels like your balance sheet is incorrect, your company may order an audit. An audit means your teacher will check over your balance sheet to make sure that all of the deposits and withdrawals are correct. Audits are going to be super expensive, so make sure you're taking your time on the math. Also remember that when you are building, your company may be fined for certain infractions or problems, such as disturbing other companies, leaving messy construction sites, not ordering construction supplies correctly, building a bridge that does not meet code, or handling bridges that are under construction by other companies. Don't be that company. Finally, after 10 days of building, your bridge will be put to the test. It will be graded off of the rubric that you were given. We can't wait to see what kind of bridge you come up with and what exactly will be your bridge's breaking point.